a long, long time ago, when I was a very new and inexperienced minister, I was appointed to serve on the board of the Interfaith Council's food pantry in our small town. At the same time, I was also struggling to help my son, who was then about 10 years old, to get interested in reading despite the fact that he had really terrible dyslexia. So I was looking for books that might inspire him at least to listen as I read, or even to try reading them himself. And I discovered a book called The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, Rick is an author who actually wrote this book for his dyslexic son. So there was a real resonance there, right? And it's a great story. It's so good, in fact, that as I was thinking about people coming into the food pantry, trying to get those basic staples from the shelves of basic, let's face it, boring staples from the shelves, the bags of flour, the bags of rice, some cans of beans, bags of beans, nothing really inspirational, just only what people needed for subsistence. And I thought, most of these people are in the food pantry collecting for their families, for their children. And I thought, I wonder if those families would like to have something, I don't know, fun, inspirational, something that takes them outside of their ordinary day-to-day. And listen, I was completely new at this ministry thing, and so I really had no idea what I was doing. But I decided to write to Rick Riordan and say, I'm on the board of our food pantry. I wonder if you could donate a few of your books, because I think the families that come to the food pantry would really appreciate the chance to read it. To my astonishment, before I even got a reply from him, I got a big box with 25 copies of The Lightning Thief. And I thought, wow, okay, we're never going to give these away. But we put them out. And do you know, the manager of the food pantry told me that not only were they gone in the first day, they were gone in the first couple of hours. People needed something more than mere physical subsistence. They needed something more. The human spirit needs nourishment. It's one of the reasons people seek religious community. They're in search of nourishment for the spirit, for the part of themselves that's more than just a biological machine. There's a study from 2020, and it's available in the National Library of Medicine, and it's called The Decoding of the Human Spirit. It identifies a framework for development of the human spirit, for what the study calls wholeness, for what we all actually need. In addition to the subsistence for physical survival, there are three things that people need to live satisfying lives. One is the capacity to approach life with breadth and depth. Breadth and depth. Breadth is recognizing the self as an individual who is also in community. Someone with a past, present, and future, who's a container of good and bad, who knows, experiences, acts, and relates. That's breadth. And depth. Depth is being able to see beyond the ordinary material existence and address matters of ultimate concern, those things that bring meaning and purpose to life. Breadth and depth. The second thing that people need to be whole human beings is to find the inner resources to hold a life-affirming view of oneself and the world. To be filled with hope and compassion towards oneself and other people, the world, the sacred, life itself. To be able to seek and give support to others. And finally, the third leg of the tripod, the ability to understand the life journey as a cohesive whole. This is part of breadth, being able to see experiences of past, present, and future, but it's also something different. It's to be able to see life as a journey, the willingness to reflect on past, present, and future, to integrate thoughts and values, emotions, actions, and relationships. This is a study that was published in the National Library of Medicine. And the best reason for religious community is to help human beings develop these qualities, these abilities, these three important things that are necessary for the human spirit. As Unitarian Universalists, we affirm shared values within the framework of those shared values, we invite people to follow their own unique path of spiritual growth. The inner development of the human spirit isn't isolated from the wider world. It's essential to living within the world as it exists, and it's essential to, by one right action after the next, transforming what is the world to what can be. This fellowship is a place to nurture the spirit and help heal our world. Okay, looking at the world today, that's a big task. And it's also an ancient one. It resonates with the ancient Jewish concept of tikkun olam, repairing the world, healing the world. We're not responsible for only our own moral, spiritual, and material welfare, but also for the welfare of society at large. And that idea reverberates through all of the world religious traditions, that we are responsible for more than ourselves. We're responsible for our own spiritual development, yes. And of course, we need to take care of our own physical well-being to the extent we're able, but we're also responsible for what's happening in the world. And that's what the 7 Unitarian Universalist values are about. That's also the message of this fellowship's draft mission statement. It's creating the community that is abundance. It's exploring spiritual and personal growth, and it's radiating love and justice into the local community and the wider world. The work of changing the world, social justice, depends on people who are attending to their own inner work, nurturing the spirit. The inner work depends on commitment and action that helps to heal the world. These are reciprocal. They are related. We cannot do this inner and outer work solo. We need a community that supports and empowers each person, who in turn supports and empowers this fellowship. Members often say that they love this fellowship. For many, it has been a haven. Others love the friends they've met here and the sense of community they find. So maybe people give money to help keep this place open and functioning, to preserve for themselves and their friends a place that they cherish. What we love, we empower. But there's more to the love that empowers than enough money to keep the doors open and the lights on. In the case of a Unitarian Universalist congregation, empowerment means equipping the fellowship so it's available to everyone who needs something more than subsistence. It means empowering the fellowship to reach out, to be visible, to offer inspiration through music, preaching, religious education, active service, and advocacy for justice. If support for this fellowship is only enough to keep the lights on and the doors open, then it's support for the group of people who use this building the most. To empower this fellowship, the support must level up so this place can be visible to the many people who have never heard of Unitarian Universalism. People who may assume that in here is nothing more than empty promises. There's a phrase from the scriptures, and by this I mean the three Abrahamic traditions, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. There's a phrase about people who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Righteousness is a common concept, and it doesn't mean self-righteousness. It doesn't mean people who are eager to tell other people what to believe or what they should do. It means people who hunger and thirst to be in right relationship with each other and with the world. And it means people who have a deep, unquenched need to be greeted with true righteousness, the righteousness that welcomes them in and acknowledges their human dignity, their autonomy, their self-determination. Righteousness that accepts people as they truly are, as their authentic selves. Now, people who use a food pantry expect to find basic food staples, the rice and beans and flour and soup and milk. They need it, yes, just the way that religious platitudes are a kind of life raft people cling to. Maybe the promises won't be empty. Maybe there is love and justice somewhere. When people visit a food pantry, they don't expect that they'll discover a book filled with imagination and stories, a book they can share with their kids and that gives them respite, and for a little while, the awareness that someone saw them as real human beings who need inspiration and hope. When people visit a Unitarian Universalist fellowship, maybe they expect to find basic religious staples, songs, old scriptures, dusty promises. But if the people who love this fellowship fully empower it, then visitors will discover the sort of freedom and inspiration that turbocharges their lives with love and a passion for justice. And maybe people never enter the doors here because Unitarian Universalists have been afraid to make it clear out there what life-saving freedom there is in here. I went 10 years without any faith tradition, not taking part in any religious congregation, because frankly I was tired of the food pantry staples and narrow, constricted view of who I should be, how I should be, what I should believe. So when I accidentally walked into a Unitarian church, before the service was over, I had tears in my eyes and could barely sing the hymn, one I'd never heard before, because the words filled my soul with hope. Come build a land where justice shall roll down like waters and peace like an ever-flowing stream. I wanted to be part of that, to stand like an oak of righteousness, to put my hands on the oar alongside others who also hungered and thirsted for righteousness, who were willing to work to build a better world, and to begin with what's in here to achieve the emotional and spiritual growth that makes a better world possible. The careful and compassionate leaders of this fellowship have figured out that with only a modest increase in pledges of financial commitment for next year, it will be possible to carry on next year at about the same level of engagement. And that's a good thing. It would be so reassuring to meet the stewardship goal. But if people here are to empower this fellowship to inspire, to be visible, to be a powerful beacon calling all who long for more than flour and rice, more is required. Yes, these are uneasy times. And yes, the price of gasoline keeps climbing. But our nation's soul has been shaken to the core. Our neighbors huddle in their homes, afraid to go to an appointment at the courthouse. And people whose very humanity has blatantly been challenged need a safe haven. Are those doors really open? Are your hearts really open? Can this fellowship energize and equip its members to be emissaries of a free faith? Will this fellowship become as unexpected as a marvelous book discovered between the flour and the rice? I love you. I believe in you. I believe in your future. But I am only a traveler along your road. You are the only ones who can create your future. And by the actions you take today, you can empower this place you love. You can nurture your spirit and help to heal the world.